What's up everybody? My name is Josh and today we are going to talk about how slowing down ultimately kills you in business.
I had this style ever since I was a child. I got this upper style, I ain't flipping a wow. It goes pure scientific intelligence.
So you see this in the world of pop culture in the form of the one-hit wonder, where you have a musician or band that puts out a groundbreaking album or a groundbreaking song, but then they sort of fade into obscurity. You see this in the business world where a young entrepreneur will gain a lot of momentum going into a product release, but shortly after the success of the product, the entrepreneur falls off the map, and sort of 90% of businesses don't move forward past the first thing they put out. Now, in my opinion, there are two major factors that contribute to this phenomenon. On the one side, you have the entrepreneur or their team managing a whole bunch of new fears they have now that they're an official business. And on the other side, I believe that the audience wakes up from this sort of hypnotic rapport they have with the brand or product, and their attention just drifts elsewhere. So first we'll go back to the entrepreneur side. As an entrepreneur, you're constantly stretching out your comfort zone, and that leads to periods of snapback, where essentially your body and mind want to retreat back into the old behaviors that were comfortable. This is why, as people, it's so hard to adopt new habits and behaviors. As you transition into something new and exciting, there's a part of you that wants to hold on to what's familiar. And in business, that snapback will happen at a crucial point where the entrepreneur is pushing the most to get their product out, and then part of them wants to retreat back into what's comfortable, like that pre-product period that they're used to. They'll pull back their efforts at a key point when they should actually be solidifying a relationship with their audience. Now let's talk about the audience side. So this is going to sound weird, but as human beings, we're constantly entering these low-level states of hypnosis. So a great example of this is watching TV or movies. As we lose ourselves to the story on the screen, we begin to accept that reality. So if a character is being chased, we also feel a similar level of anxiety. Because we've adopted that reality, we feel emotionally attached to that character. The problem is when you abruptly stop the story, it breaks that sense of hypnosis. And then it's a lot harder to get back into the storyline later. It's sort of like when you receive an important phone call while you're watching a movie. You can take the phone call, but then it's harder to get back into the storyline afterwards. And if the story wasn't that great to begin with, they may skip watching the ending altogether. So in the end, as an entrepreneur, you need to look at success as this ongoing process rather than a single event. It's sort of like riding a wave, where there's this sweet spot, and if the sweet spot gets too far ahead of your board, then the wave just passes beneath you and you miss it. And the sad reality is that you rarely get a second chance. Just look at any boy band member 10 years after their group took a hiatus. So that's all I have for you today. If you like this video and want to see others, subscribe below. And as always, thank you and you're welcome.
Who hear the most grimy suggestions from brothers with fly names and ID questions? That's a secret like Victoria Teddy says that's edible. Done's not ready yet for the incredible team of MCs who broke off fakes who thought they were slaughterproof, stomping through like North Lake waterproof. Tat tat at the end of that, at the hit the bar where baby girl bartender at. I told her more wine mingling with no single mentions of. Stay tuned for more spine tingling adventures of.